Hello everyone and welcome to draft number 9 of the 12 drafts of Christmas, and we're going for, surprise surprise, another Zendikar Rising. We need a good result today, as I'm sure you're all aware. Had a little break between yesterday's video and today's video in real time. So feeling refreshed and ready to go. As you can probably tell, it's a little nippy where I am right now, hence the full hoodie attire. But shouldn't get in the way of our playing ability. I had a little mess around with the Ikoria quick draft. It was okay. I think I went through all. It was alright. Wasn't particularly entertaining, which is lucky because I didn't record it. But here we go. We need to open a nice, good rare, and let the draft just flow through us. Well, this is a pack, isn't it? So it isn't right that you should lock yourself in early into an archetype, but Zareth-san is arguably one of the best, if not the best, rare in the set. Certainly right up there. And if played properly, is very difficult to deal with. It gives us a direction to go in. However, you know, I'm not saying we would force it if we really don't get any blue or black. You know, in this pack, obviously Cleric of Life Bond's really good. But if you've seen any of my previous videos, you must have seen the last 8 videos to be watching this one. If not, go back and watch them, because spoilers. I first picked Cleric of Life's Bond. It didn't go all that well, to be honest with you. Forced Clerics a little bit when it wasn't really on as much as I wanted it to be. Bubble Snare's good. I don't mind Kite Soul Cleric. I don't mind Bane Veil. And Shepherd of Heroes is pretty good as Pack Beast. Okay. So here, we have other directions to go in. For me, the Attended Healer is one of the better uncommons. I don't say it's certainly not up there with the best, but it's one of the better ones. It's certainly one I would be happy to have. If we had a bad rare, I would happily pick this up as a first pick if there was nothing much else in that pack. But other than that, Spark Mage is pretty good. Predation's probably the pick if I was going to like force Zareth-san to be a thing. One, because it puts a card into their graveyard, kind of gets rid of things. It's not a bad card, it's a modal double face. But I think Attended Healer is just a little bit more powerful, and we're not set on Zareth-san. We could also potentially splash for it in a black-white. Potentially. We probably wouldn't want to, but we could. Otherwise, the Blight Priest is okay. Everything else is kind of meh. Okay. So Linvala is really interesting card. It isn't particularly powerful as a card. It's a flying 3/3 that you can sacrifice to give everything else hexproof or indestructible. But it can stop something attacking or blocking if you've got a full party. Now we could go Sultai, I think that's what it is. Black, white, blue. Esper. Party, because there's a wizard, a cleric, and a rogue. A Feed the Swarm and a Vanquish the Weak are both premium cards. Vanquish slightly above. Kabira Takedown's really good. But I think we keep, you know, we try and do a little 3-colour naughtiness. So Vanquish the Weak is good enough that I take it over a Celebrant. Even though this Celebrant works really well with the Attended Healer and it adds to the party, Vanquish is just really strong early removal, or even removal for a lot of cards later game. You know, if you think about Vanquish the Weak currently would remove 2 of our cards, and they're the first 3 cards we picked, so it's definitely strong. If that wasn't in the pack, I would happily have a Core Celebrant, and I think it's going to be a shame not to have that Core Celebrant. But, you know, if you think about Vanquish the Weak currently would remove 2 of our cards, and they're the first 3 cards we picked, so it's definitely strong. If that wasn't in the pack, I would happily have a Core Celebrant, and I think it's going to be a shame not to have that Core Celebrant. but we'll take it. We'll take this Vanquish the Weak. Wheeling. And us being in 3 colours means, you know, we're happy to wheel pretty much anything. Certainly any of the party cards. Okay, so yeah, absolutely fine. Acquisitions Expert, a great card. And it's a rogue, first of all, which can be played on turn 2 or turn 3, so that Zareth could come in. It doesn't have any evasion, which is annoying. It could do with flying or another ability, but its ability is pretty good, especially if we are playing a more party deck, because you take a card out of their hand and goes into the graveyard, which helps with sort of the rogue synergy. If that wasn't there, there's a Kabira Outrider, which is pretty good. The Nimana, what am I talking about? Sky Dancer is pretty good again. Another really good one with Zarasan. We may even wheel it. Who knows? If the last 3 people haven't picked up, or 4 people haven't picked up the Expert, then it could be that that's for us to take. So pretty easy card for us here. Zoth Consumption's a fantastic card. It's another really great uncommon late game card. Lose 4 life, gain 4 life. Why wouldn't you? In any black deck, you'd be happy to have it. It doesn't surprise me that it's been passed along a couple of times. But if we think that so far we've had commons and uncommons taken out of a pack like this, a lot of commons, so probably quite a lot of red, possibly a green, quite probably some blue, but looks things maybe even white and black. Who knows? Some removal or something. But it's unusual that you'd take necessarily a removal. You probably would take a lot of removal over Zoth Consumption, but we're really happy to have it. If we're going to carry on this theme of taking uncommons and party theme, then what better to take than the first warrior, I think. So we've got a rogue, a wizard, a cleric, a rogue, and now a warrior that cares about party. So far, so good, I would say. And I'm not necessarily a big fan, but we could just splash blue if we, if we wanted to, and fairly heavy splash. Okay, yeah. Well, if we carry on with what we've been saying, this is worrying and this is worrying. So what I would say here, and this as well, to be honest with you, either this pack was incredibly strong, or something. No one's in kind of kicker or in green at all, which is odd. But the Janus Silencer works with what we're doing. It's a party card that could potentially -4 something, which is big, as well as being a creature. So let's see what came back round. A Kitesail Cleric came back round. I'm more than happy to have it. It's a 1-drop cleric that can be a 4-drop to tap things if we want to be aggressive. It's also got flying, which is helpful. So far, Zarasan's looking difficult. It's unlikely that we would play Janus Silencer first. Obviously, we wouldn't want to, but we could. I mean, Zarasan is a card that flashes in, and if it deals damage, then we get the effect. It's not like it has to be flashed in with its special ability in order for its second ability, aka stealing something out of the opponent's graveyard, to take effect. We'll take the Dauntless Unity. It may or may not get played. We'll take a wizard. I'll put that in there. It's another member of our new Cannon Jerboa going out of our new party. And what do we have here? Well, little lady that we saw yesterday. Another premium party card. Counts as a warrior, which is a card type we're gonna struggle with. It isn't really close. We are looking to play blue, but at the moment we're splashing it. And I'd rather keep it that way. With the fact that her ability is to whack 2 clerics, rogues, warriors, wizards onto the battlefield, that's going to be most of our deck at this rate. We would have a Shepherd of Heroes, yes please, and we would take a Falconer, we'd take that Blight Priest, we'd take that Stalker for sure, and an Outrider. But we're going to take the Mythic. That's really interesting. It's a shame. We're nowhere near green and we're nowhere near kicker, so that isn't going to work for us. I actually think at this point, from what I've just said, we're not going to play Heavy Warriors. We could go Outrider, but we are looking for some like earlier drops. And although Glacial Grasps will be helpful for us tapping our opponent's defenders so that we can get through for Zauthsan, we're going to need some rogues. So we're going to take the Seafloor Stalker. Again, it does care about party, so it does work quite well. Allied Assault is okay. This is depressing. Both two great red cards. But for what we're doing, we're going to need some more rogues. And that duelist is good enough in our deck that we're going to want to take it and get it out early or flash it in. Almost becomes a combat trick as well for us. Okay, well, it's a bit of removal for us, so really happy to see Anahiri's Binding. Again, helps with our theme of locking up our opponents. If that wasn't there, I'd be really strongly tempted to take this Pack Beast. I feel like every time there's a Pack Beast, it's just like the second best card. So at this point I can't take it, but if I see another one, who knows, I might have it. Okay. So this is quite a tricky one for us. I'm going to take this negate because we do have a couple of things with flash. And instance. I think a negate could work quite well. We're going to be a little bit slower of a deck. It's a pretty clear Umara Wizard. At the moment we're sat at only 3 instances of sorceries. And it counts as a wizard, which will definitely help us. If not really sure what else I would take out of that pack. Okay, I thought for a second we'd wield the Falconer. I am quite tempted by this Bubble Snare though. I'm not quite sure what the right move here is. Might even be this Pack Beast, you know. I'm going to take this Pack Beast because it will help us A, to sort our mana out, and B, it counts as all of the things. It's a tight one because a Bubble Snare would definitely work, and maybe is the better thing. It's great to just get our creature count high pretty quickly. And if we think 2 clerics, 5 rogues, 2 warriors, 3 wizards, that's brilliant. That is, a great number. Only 2 warriors. Maybe it's an early warrior. I'd rather have early rogues. We'll take another flying wizard. We haven't really got, this attended healer isn't actually doing anything at the moment other than just being a cleric, which is a bit of a shame. It can give another cleric lifelink, which may work with the Kite Sail, because there's only 2 clerics, isn't it, or the Pack Beast. The attended healer being a 2/3 for 4 is not good. You need the things that are going to work with it. I'd rather just have Linvala, Amiria Captain, Kabira Outrider, all these things that care more about overall party than anything else. Okay. So Rooster Drakes is absolutely fantastic card, and we're in blue. But at the moment, we have literally not got... We've got one kicker card. And I'll be honest with you, I want to take that like there's no tomorrow. But when we've got a rogue that's also a land, the only other thing I'm worried about is our removal. I feel like we have to take this Mimic. Because although it can't come in as a copy of anything else, it can as another roost. Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. But it's still, it's a 4/4. It's a 4-mana 2/2 flyer, which it just wouldn't do enough. I don't know if I want that Sullen Division or not. A Relic Golem could work with us, although we're not milling a huge amount. I think having a Sullen Division to go and fetch something out for us is probably more valuable at this stage. I might just give up if I see a third Rooster Drakes. Imagine going kicker and then finding those two in your last two packs. In your last pack, should I say. Because the other thing we've got to think about here is, quite seriously, is do we even play black? He says as he pulls a Feed the Swarm. Yeah, this is us playing black. We need those two removal spells. Oh, that's Spores of Adventure though. Yeah. That's a party payoff card. Drawing 3 cards, gaining 3 life, and potentially only costing you 2 is just incredible. I would have pretty much just this pack and just call it. McKinley Stampede's always great. The Skulker's going to work well for us. Subtle Strike's a decent little party trick. Stalker is another rogue that we need. Bubble Snare's great. Kabira Outrider. They're all good. But we'll take the Spores of Adventure. The Shelter's really, really good. So in terms of like removal, we've got a couple of Anticognition and Negate, as well as Feed the Swarm and Vanquish and Nahiri's Binding. So we've got we've got Adrena Silence that can do a bit of damage and whatnot. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think if we look at our lands, well, we have got quite a few, haven't we? Crikey. Yeah, this means that we're potentially only going to need to play like 1 island. We might need to play a few more, but look at all these. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's a great card for us. I'm not even going to delay, I'm just getting it straight in. 7 lands here could just do us, you know. Can't see us playing Shell Shield. If we look at our only 1 cleric at the moment, what does life gain look like for us? Probably not playing too Farsight Adepts. I think I'd rather have a Cleric of the Chill Depths than... We just don't have the life gain. There's literally nothing gains us life. That Tazim Raptor is weak, but it might be okay for us because of the volume of dual lands we've got. Okay. So we've gone 3 colour party. Let's just have a little look and see. You know, playing 2 islands is not the end of the world at all. You know, that there at the moment is 19 lands. That might be too few. You know, I think we can probably take out an anti-cognition. And what are we looking like? We've got 2 clerics now, 7 rogues, 3 warriors and 4 wizards. We can probably take out a wizard. I wonder if we take out this Farsight Adept, you know. What other wizards have we got? The Diviner will be okay. You know, we're a very slow deck here, but if we think about any of these things that cost less for us to cast, and we've got a lot of early blue, we're going to have to play most of these things out. I wonder if we cut a white and we just put another island in. So that's 18 lands. That costs less. That costs less. That costs less. So far, 3 of our top 5 cards cost less. Yeah, okay. Linvala San. Tazri Linvala San. That is a very different kind of deck. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. I'm just going to have this Haribo ring, which will be the most pleasant noise for you to enjoy. We'll keep this. We'll get rid of the wizard. Depending on what we draw. We can Juari Disruption, whatever they do, if they fancy doing something interesting. We can either Juari Disruption a 3-drop if they've got one, or a 2-drop if they have one, or we can Saloon Division. Not so good when you show somebody on a gate. I'm not going to disruption that Root Grazer. I mean, could do with them playing a big creature. We've drawn plenty of lands, which is nice. We can play the Skitter Sneak next turn. It's a good disruption, that. There's a good disruption. Keep the negate open, just to keep them guessing. Yeah, well, we can Journey to Oblivion that for sure, can't we? It's got to get done straight away. He's just got a bunch of 0/1s. Still got our negate open, which is nice. Feels good. Got the Vanquish in case they play something a little bit better than this Blight Blade. Why would you attack with those? Exactly. There's no benefit to attacking with those, pal. Okay. It's got some big things. Kindi Stampede's going to be a bit brutal, isn't it? That's an instant. At the moment, there's just one card in their graveyard. Why didn't it leave me a swamp? I was just. That's frustrating. Clear for the attack now. That McKinley Stampede gives them 10, 13. If I block the Hellion. $16. Oh, okay, Felidar. That's annoying. That is annoying. It's very annoying. Okay. That Felidar retreat was what I needed to stop. Pretty sharpish, didn't I? So we can vanquish that thing. I think we die anyway, don't we now? 5. Yeah, we die anyway. That's annoying. That is annoying. I feel like we had some good lands. We had some good things. We've got plenty of creatures in the deck, so I'm not sure. Frustrating. We need to see some early creatures, and then we can go for it. They had some good cards. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Type away, tippity tappity typing. No one's around to play a game, which is a shame. Here we go. Let's do this. It's going to start to get dark as well in here. Okay. Okay. Same thing as last time. Is Umara Wizard first. Even if we get an untapped land, we need to put something down, and I'd rather Umara Wizard tapped, and then we have the negate open with the swamp played. We just need to draw a land in the next 2 in order to get Saloon Division. which is fine by me. So we can play planes next turn to get the Slundi Vision out if they don't play anything. It's got the old non-creatures. That is not a non-creature. That'll do though, donkey. Not going to mess around though, we'll just get the sneak out. Wizard's annoying, but we can race it. We can destroy it at any time. Yeah, we no longer hold the negate open, but they know whatever they play, I can just get rid of it. So that's a shame. Anything else, and I'd be able to... a Mage's Cleric and then Wind Rider. Nope, and then destroy the Wind Rider. Let's see, they could negate that if they have their own. Okay, they don't, but fair enough. It's a sorcery, so we have to do it now. We don't need another black land on the battlefield, so there's no point playing it. What we really could do with is a planes to be able to binding and hold open, negate and or deliberate. Not and or deliberate. Because Nahiri's binding on that's pretty good. We'll just pass with our negate ready to go. What are they going to bounce? The sneak? I'm doing it this way just because it locks that up for a turn. So she's good. But how good? I think I'm just going to scry to try and get a land. Both of these cards I like. Okay. I'm playing the Zoth Consumption down because I want to be able to double spell with Tazri. That reach creature's annoying. I'll double block the Geyser Mage if they attack. Okay, interesting move. Why you'd do that. Nice. Makes sense. So we get a warrior down, or we get Tazri down and we hold open negate. I think we get Tazri down and we hold open negate. Hopefully they've got a nice big like inscription or something we can get rid of. That's not an inscription. Gonna get back a rolling regrowth, or... Okay. Do we negate that? It's a weak negate. But it stops a bunch of 1/1s, as well as the... I'm just gotta negate it. It's weak, but it, you know, it's something. That looks good now, doesn't it? I think it looks better after... Obviously, we can't play it now. What's in the graveyard? They have got 8 in the graveyard. So that becomes a 4/4, which is a little bit more annoying. A 4/4 menace. Tazri's a warrior, so it's wizards we're missing, so we're not going to gain anything else yet. One more planes, though, is useful. So we could binding... I feel like we're binding the Snarecaster, you know. Or we could just straight up kill... like the Geyser Mage. I wish this was doing more. If we kill the Geyser Mage, though... No. It's weak. We're gonna do this. Get him out. Next turn we can either binding the Snarecaster, which gives us a 5 in the air attack. Yeah, they bet they wish they had that earlier. I'll happily silence that. That's interesting. So they must have something in their hand. So they've got a rogue, a wizard. So 4. That's interesting. Why did they do that? I was expecting a blowout. I think that they have something that was... Okay. Okay, they can get something back. Okay. Well, we'll Janus Silence of the Gecko. It's not worth it yet. Another gecko. That's annoying. 2 geckos. Can't get back a gecko, but they can get back a Rolling Regrowth or Reclaim the Wastes. All the Strength of Solidarity. Yeah, okay. Well, good thing we can bind that, but they are going to create more 1/1s. Which continues to be frustrating. This is a good turn for us. We've certainly got the better creatures at this point, and with the fact that that can be made unblockable for 2, we just don't have enough blue, which is annoying. We draw 1 more blue source. As long as we don't die now, yeah, we can go and get... I'd say we can go and get something good, but who knows. Okay, them gaining 3 life is definitely annoying. We're not even getting something good out of their graveyard though. Probably the Wind Rider Wizard, which is a bit rubbish. I'd probably prefer to just flash this in. When they attack. And we don't have 4 in the air anymore, but we can still hit them. For 1, 2, 3, we're nearly there. Okay, we got there. We got there. It was debatable if we just leave the Stalker there. Oh, this is definitely a later game kind of deck. We played a pretty good kicker deck there. Pretty good kicker. Yeah, I don't know. We haven't seen Limvala. We saw Tazri there. We saw Zareth there. Which I think, you know, no small part. Tazri being a 4/6 that you can cast. I mean, then we cast it for 3. 3 mana 4/6. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Okay. Is this the greatest hand in the world? No. We're going to play the vision out. Just because we don't have that many sources, I think it's important that we get some... We can negate a non-creature spell, so it'd be great if they did something that we can negate. Wow, they do nothing. That's interesting. There's a bold maneuver. Well, we're not really looking to do anything, so let's just make sure we can negate whatever they do that's big and non-creature, and set ourselves up to skitter sneak the turn after. That is a creature. I'm going to straight up get rid of that. I'm just getting rid of that now because that gets out of control very quickly. Whereas that's just a 3/3. So this is a good block here. Plus, I feel like okay. Still a good block. Okay, yeah, fine. Well, less decisions for me to make, isn't it? I guess we're just gonna stop that from happening and pass the turn, which is a bit rubbish, but it stops their advances. And the longer games, I think, just will suit us. They do literally nothing. I mean, I'm happy to scry. I'll scry land to the top. So we can either at the end of their turn or during their turn just negate that, which is fine. It's a lot just to keep a 3/3, isn't it? But would have given them another warrior, wouldn't it? Annoying to think that we're not going to actually kill that. But it is a blocker. And it's a blocker that we can Glasspool Mimic next turn. Okay. If I do this, not a lot happens. Doesn't even give us double blocks on that Green Warden, which is frustrating. It still wouldn't have mattered it which way around I did it. But just having 3 creatures out makes us a little bit less. I mean, this Outrider blocks the champion directly, and if they attack with both, I'll triple block the Green Warden. They can only kill 2 of our things. And if they leave a silencer out and we're able to attack with it, we can then swap Zarathan in and take their Green Warden. This has been a really slow start. That's a frustrating development. Now they can cleanly attack with the Green Warden. Okay. Still not got trample, so we're just going to take 5. That might just be what we needed. We don't really have an attack now. Of course they have an attack now. What am I talking about? I mean, I'll double block every day of the week. We have to do this. There is absolutely no other option. We're clinging on a little bit here, guys. We're clinging on a little bit. That Lagak's frustrating, but could do with them turning everything sideways, really. I don't want to take another 5. And we can flash that in and kill the Lagak. We're not even playing that many lands. I played 2 land spell modals as lands. The rest were just the lands we drew. I don't want to submit another 1/3 to you guys. Let me just get a light on in here and then ruin my. Whoop. Oh yeah, I'm a little bit out. Bear with me. There we go. Look a little bit better there. I don't want to submit another 1/3, guys. That's just going to be a bit frustrating, isn't it? Plus, I just can't afford to keep 1/3ing. Losing all them gems. Right, come on, Kenny. Let's psych up. Let's do this. Okay. We don't really want to play Duelist on turn 1 anyway, so I feel like we're okay here. The Duelist out makes the Captain a 3/3. That's a great turn 2 play. More than happy to see it. Because even though we could potentially negate something, it's unlikely they're going to play a non-creature spell now. And I don't fancy negating like whatever the 1 mana. Okay, I'd rather have the Wizard out. So just straight up passing now, because we can flash in the Duelist at the end of their turn if they don't do anything worth negating, which makes the Captain even bigger. And we can just hope that they only draw red mana. Them milling is... I'm not quite sure what they're doing, but, you know, we'll hit for 3. I'm playing this Emiria Captain. It becomes a 4/4, which is, you know, not Royal Eruption worthy. They could kill one of the dudes on the ground in order to prevent one of the counters. Or they could kill both the dudes on the ground. That's fair. That would have been something nice to negate, wouldn't it? Alas. What are you going to do? That's why they haven't played any creatures, because they would have killed their own creatures. Just dealing 1 damage. That's a shame. I mean, I feel like we're ahead in this race. So we'll just do this now. Negate wherever we need to, deliberate. We won't block them if they attack, you know, that kind of situation. I don't want to regret not feeding the Swarm that, but it's just a 2/2 on the ground, which, yes, is a wizard, so it does, you know, it's going to impact a party to a degree. Okay, so they're red-blue wizards and they've not had any blue. It would have been nice to have a 4/4 flyer. But hey ho. Having 2 wizards is not... I'm not bothered by either of those. I'm not going to be feeding the Swarm either of those. I'm just going to keep hitting them in the air for 2. I will deliberate at the end of this turn though. I mean, the Tazim Raptor is useful in... I'll keep them both. I wanted that bloody Umara Sky. I'm going to pick it up anyway. Still got a negate open. It wasn't the way I wanted to do it, but it's irrelevant really. It hasn't stopped us from doing what we need to do. We can cast the Immoral Wizard next turn. We can feed the Swarm that. And it gets them a card, but it changes things a little bit. If I feed the Swarm, I can hold a negate open. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm going to play this now. They will trade for my captain. It just leaves me the skies free. I don't have a negate open, but I do have a 4/6 on the ground, which they're going to have to deal with. And I can feed whatever they play next. We still got the value out of the captain by being able to play Tazri a bit early. So that's a pretty good feed target. 2 mana, 3 mana thing that just grows pretty exponentially. Can't attack with it this turn though, so they probably won't play any more instants or sorceries. But it does make me want to feed the Swarm. Be nice to get the Amara Mystic out, but not yet. I'd rather feed it, hit for another 2. So I'll feed the Swarm that. If they try and stop me, got that double negate. What a situation to be in. Hit them for 6. They can't stop the... Yeah. So that's good. We're outside of Royal Eruption range. They'd have to have 2 Royal Eruptions, 3 Royal Eruptions, or 2 Royal Eruptions, kick 1, and I don't even know if they can do the other. I'm not sure. If they're attacking, makes me think they've got something. And that's not enough. We're going to play a creature and hope that... I'm not sure. I've got lethal with Tazri. They can kill Tazri then? Bounce Tazri? Okay. I'm just going to attack with Tazri. I'm going to flash something in. Not playing the Amara Wizard could prove to be a mistake. Obviously a Royal Eruption kills us, but there we go. You had your little tricks, I had my little tricks. I should have probably, I don't know, Moral Wizard, it probably telegraphs too much. Quite like Flash. My hands are cold. Whew. Right, I can only imagine that the commentary I'm giving is top notch, really strong, really energetic. It's a little bit later in the afternoon than I normally play, so apologies. Cruise control, or Cruz control is what it looks like to me. I don't like this hand. Much prefer this hand. We're going to get rid of a plains. We're going to play the Juari Disruption now. Then we're going to play the Cleric and pass. Because we're never going to play Zulaport Duelist on the first turn anyway. We play Duelist at the end of their turn. And then we can attack with it. The thing is, we can attack with it and swap out the... Hope we mill something good. Double lands. Amazing. We now have a forest. They're also not going to want to leave Zarathan to not attack. Obviously that being a 5/5 is annoying. And binding that's annoying. But we can Shaziri Shelter... Still nothing good. I say nothing good, but we just bindinged to their fledgling. What a hero, what a move, what an unintentional move. That was a bit of genius by me. Classic move. Well, that thing's a bit of a pain. Players can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells. That's fine. It's probably more annoying it's a 4/4. I mean, we can play the Drana Silencer and kill the Blightblade, I guess. Them attacking for 4 is annoying. We have our own Nahiri's Binding. We also have other things we can do. So I'm less worried. We also have a good double block on the Implacable Earth chap. That's handy. Just about got there. Having Zarathan sat there is a bit sad, but we tied up their fledgling, which was a good move. Only 9 more turns and we'll kill them with the Kite-Sail Cleric. Ox tapping the Trickster is annoying. It just taps it. Yeah, it doesn't. It still untaps on my turn. Yeah, tap that. Attack with the Yashan. And then we've still got the Ox. Oh, binding the Zarasan. That's annoying. So we will chump the Yashan with the Duelist. Because we can't keep taking this kind of damage. Ah, nice. Okay. Frustrating, but hey, they saw me do it. They did it themselves. It's a 2-3. I said I didn't want a 1-3. It's a 2-3. What can I say, guys? We have had some great games. The last couple of sessions have been tough. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I keep saying this every video, and the 3 or 4 people that watched refuse to comment on my videos and tell me what I could do better. I know there's lots of things I can do better, but just spread the love. Let me know. I hope you've enjoyed, at least, if nothing else, having this on in the background whilst you're making your dinner or doing the washing up or something, or playing a bit of Arena of your own. Show some support. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.